Targar friends, hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Once again, it's time for another Orc Mode workout, and today was lower body day or leg day. I guess we should call this quad and calf day. I went ahead and decided, look, let's just go with a comfortable squat stance for me. I want to build back up these beltless squats. Okay, so I took what for me is about a medium stance, still keeping it pretty much high bar. This was very, very comfortable on my shoulders though. So this grip, this position, very comfortable on the shoulders. My shoulders are doing a lot better, and I feel like with me training shoulders and doing all this long range of motion stuff for them, the hanging leg raises, all that stuff, it's going to really help me be able to squat correctly again. Now, obviously, these squats look a little bit light. I got to get used to the no belt again. So that's one reason I'm doing ab work every workout. I feel like these will come up pretty quick. The only set that was really challenging, I would say, was the third set, but I left reps in the tank. I'm going to be honest, I am sandbagging these just at the moment till I get used to the leg day. I think from here, though, I'm going to start pushing these sets a lot harder. So what I'm probably going to do next week, I'm going to take the same stance, probably just stick with 315, and I'm going to take them up with more reps. And then I'm going to progressively overload this from here. But I feel like 315 and just building volume on it a little bit and then slowly working it up should be about what I need to do. Keeping in mind at the moment until I get used to this, really finding what's comfortable for me beltless, and trying to focus on depth, getting deep enough, which I don't feel like I did till the final set. So again, getting in the groove there. I feel like this particular stance with high bar and everything should be pretty good for me. Of course, through the squat shoes on, that does help me get a little bit deeper. I'm going to take every advantage I can get for that. So really, most of the volume is not going to come from squats. I'm just doing a few sets of squats at the start of the workout, and then we're doing really a lot of pump work, a lot of pump volume for the quads and for the calves after this. So again, I'm going to rely on all that extra volume to continue to build the legs, and then we'll build this up from here. But in terms of the squats today, these felt really comfortable. So I'm back in a position to where my shoulders feel good, everything feels comfortable. I went ahead and did on all the other stuff 5 sets, okay, because I wanted to get at least 12 sets for quads today. The 3 sets of squats within all of these. So I need to start taking the reps up even higher on this, because there's not much I can add in terms of weight, because I got to get the weight into position. Plus I have a weight limit, a theoretical weight limit on this device. I don't want to even touch that weight limit. So I think what I'm going to have to do is just keep taking these reps up. But I did 5 sets of 12 plus on these, and then supersetted it with standing calf raises. I really like these. I feel these a lot. I feel like these are going to be a good non-squat exercise for me to just work in. Of course, so you guys see traps and stuff are looking on point there. All right, the calf raise is the first set. This was just too light. I'm like, I ended up doing like 15 plus reps. I'm like, I don't want to do 10 sets of this many reps. This is going to get tedious. I decided, look, I'm just going to come in and hit calves. And I think I'm going to do calves just like all the other muscles. We're going to hit it once a week. I'm not going to bother to do it on the glute and hamstring day. So technically, out of my 5 days, I do have 2 leg days. So it is not just, oh, you have 1 leg day. No, we're splitting the leg days up. So we have 3 upper body days through the split, and then I have obviously the glute and hamstring day, which is of course all the deadlifts, good mornings, reverse hypers, all that good stuff. But here, what I'm looking at with the squats, I want to build the squats back up. I want to build back up to some respectable squat numbers again. Keeping in mind, I did 496 ass to grass with no sleeves at my last meet, which again broke my Texas State record for my master's class. I don't need a super crazy squat at this point. I feel like if I can just eventually get back to 500, I'll be happy, but I'm not going to worry about it. I want to focus on the bodybuilding. So again, with the squatting, we're going to work on just the beltless squats. We're going to work on building my legs back up. And really with those beltless squats, I've just got to get used to them again, which I feel like today was good progress on that. Found a really comfortable position. They didn't make anything cramp in my low back or anything like that. So I'm going to work with that and just build the reps up from there. All right, so for the calf raises after this, for the rest of it, I went up to 315. I managed to get at least 10 reps on every set. And so this is what I'm going to have to do for calves. my calves are pretty much the same size as they were untrained. The only way my calves are going to grow is just sheer volume, right? Sheer volume. But they're 16 and a half inches for those curious. Last time I checked, that's where they were sitting. So I want to get the arms up bigger, but I need to keep the calves proportionate as I go. So I do feel like coming in and just having a day to where I really hammer that volume hard on calves will work. But again, I'm just going to superset it with these other non-axial loading leg exercises. Obviously, I'm not going to do it between sets of squats as I bring the squats up. But with this stuff, these all felt good. Like all these other movements felt good. Hit the quads from a couple different angles here. But I'm just going to have to take reps up on these. So I'm probably going to be doing like 5 sets of 20 on that before long. Okay, and that's okay. We'll build muscle doing that. We're getting some heavier squats first. Most of this workout from here is probably going to be somewhat boring. Okay, it's going to be pretty boring because you guys are going to watch me basically just do smaller quad movements and calf stuff back and forth. And, I apologize if it's not as exciting or varied as some of my other vlogs, but it's a quad day. What really am I going to do? There's a point where I go, I don't think I need 4 exercises for my quads. Let's just hit 2 very different angles after doing squats. I'll focus on progressive overload on squats, and I'm just going to have to take the reps up on this other stuff, all this pump work. It's what I'm going to have to do. So it's going to make these workouts, kind of long, because if I'm coming in doing 10 high rep sets for quads, 10 high rep sets of standing calf raises, because I don't have a lot of equipment. There's no way to really vary the calves. Plus, calves are such a non-complex muscle. The seated stuff's not working, so I'm just focusing on that gastrocnemius just to make the larger part bigger, just to do something for my calves. But the gastrocnemius has no complexity to it. It's not like it does anything other than dorsiflexion, really. That's all it does. And so on this, really my concern is just making sure I get the stretch at the bottom. And yes, I'm using the thinner plate because it was just too tedious to balance the thicker one. But it still works. I'm getting a quad pump, or a calf pump, I mean. So just rolling with it. And like I said, this vlog is probably not much else to really say. I guess I'll just ramble to you guys while you watch me train. But like I said, we did 5 sets of 12. Then I think like the last one I managed to grab like 13 or 14 on these sissy squats with the plate. But yeah, they felt good. So I'm going to have to take the reps up because it's going to be harder to get a heavier plate. I don't know how I'm going to get heavier plates there and hold it in position. I guess people are like, you could break out the safety squat bar. It's like, then I'm going to have to rack and unrack. It's just, I can just do reps. Plus, my quads are going to get more fatigued as I start increasing the workload on the back squats. And it may be what I have to do also just to make some of this isolation stuff or smaller moves. This isn't really an isolation. The leg extensions are. Really to make it more challenging, I may have to just keep working the squats up. But if we go harder on the squats, it's going to make me more fatigued as I go into that. And it may take the rep count and capacity down. But yeah, so we're going to build everything. Obviously, this is quad, adductor, glutes, calves. So really, I guess my glutes do get 2 days every week, just like my delts are going to get hit technically 3 times. Anyway, I do a split, right? Because I have a shoulder day. So after that, we did leg extensions, and then the leg extensions, this is just a lot of footage, because really with this machine, when I do 2 legs, it's too easy to cheat and swing. Isolateral is really giving me the best contraction. Okay, this is where I'm really feeling the quads. It's reducing my ability to cheat. I'm having to focus on the squeeze and the contraction. It works. It's just that, again, you guys are watching me do 5 full sets with each leg singly. So again, long workout. And again, people are free to watch and continue to see whatever's going on there. I'm almost bored of talking about it. Again, it's so very straightforward in this particular vlog. And maybe we'll find something else more exciting to talk about with the next one. So I did 5 sets of this, taking them right up to failure. The last couple sets definitely to failure. Again, they tend to burn, so it's kind of hard sometimes to almost judge failure on this until it just stops moving. And again, finished up with the calf raises. So I did at least 10 reps on all these sets. Some of them I grabbed like 11. So at least 10 sets of these. And really my calves, quite frankly, didn't feel that fatigued. I mean, they got a good pump and a good burn, but it's not like my calves feel trash. Actually, I don't feel beat up after this workout either. All this pump work for my legs doesn't really exhaust me. It's really heavy squats and heavy deadlifts that beat me up. So for really this sort of high rep stuff for quads, I just personally don't find it that fatiguing, even if I do sets, to fatigue or close to failure or to failure. It just doesn't beat me up, which is interesting because we're technically using the biggest muscles in the body today. More muscle mass is used in this workout than any of my other 4 workouts. But I don't feel fatigued from it at all. Like even now as I'm talking, it's like, we feel okay. See if we get some DOMs tomorrow. It's interesting, I felt a hair of DOMs from my hamstring day this week, the next day. Like my quad, or later that same day, my quads were hurting a little bit, which is fascinating because they're not even being trained that hard. So we did this, finished up with 10 total sets of calf raises. Then I did my 2 sets of hanging leg raises, which you guys will see at the end. I forgot to do them on arm day yesterday. I got so caught up in the arm stuff and finishing up, doing 12 sets for both biceps and triceps, that I forgot to do the leg raises. So they only got done 4 days this week. Bad me. I'll continue to work on that. They're going to help me bring the beltless squats up, I feel like. And I think at this point, I'm really considering for next week just doing a chest and tricep day and a back and bicep. All right, instead of a separate arm day. I feel like my arms are starting to grow just fine. As I lose body fat, it's probably going to be okay. And I think they do work just fine that way also. So I'm thinking about doing it that way, just to make sure that really I'm not working the triceps and biceps twice a week. I just want to make sure that they're fully recovering. All right. And if it will work really well, I think, on a split of making sure that each muscle has time between recovery. Because if my upper body days are spaced a little better, again, I'm not trying to do any sort of shoulder stuff really the next day, any sort of press or anything right after shoulder day. It may work out quite a bit better. Again, splitting things up. Plus, one of the things I did notice, I feel like my back is impacted from doing chest and back a little bit when I do quads and hamstrings and glutes the next day. I am feeling some of that back fatigue still, and it is affecting stuff like the Romanian deadlifts. So again, just trying to balance all this stuff out for me. All right, guys, but no point in me continuing to talk. You can keep watching the footage for the next 6 minutes or so. So I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys and gals next time.